Hello everyone, how are you? Hope all of you are doing well. My name is Ronin. In this session, we are going to talk about Summarize Group Discussion. Summarize Group Discussion is basically a question type of PTE Speaking module. After the update of 7th August 2025, two new question types were added to the speaking module. First is Summarize Group Discussion, another is Respond to a Situation. In this session, we are going to specifically talk about Summarize Group Discussion only. In Summarized Group Discussion, a lot of students face difficulty. Why? Because you are listening to a discussion for approximately 2 minutes in which 3 to 4 people are involved. They are expressing agreements, disagreements, their opinions, viewpoints, and much more. And 2 minutes is not a short time duration. Okay, so during that, you need to even take notes. So after that, hardly a few seconds are provided for digesting the information, and right after that, it is expected that you provide a high quality response for approximately 2 minutes. Now, great deal of spontaneity is required in order to execute this task swiftly. Not everyone can do that. Even if you possess knowledge of English, that is a different thing. Even if you are a native speaker, chances are you might not be able to perform well in this question. That is, if you haven't practiced properly and you don't know how to navigate the question type. Alright, so in this session, I'm going to provide you with a lot of insights, and even I'm going to teach you how to navigate this question type while you are practicing and when you are in the examination. I suggest you watch this session till the end. Also keep a notebook by your side so that you can jot down important points. And without any further ado, let's directly cut to the chase. Alright everyone, today we are diving into one of the most misunderstood but highly scoring tasks in PTE Speaking, Summarize Group Discussion. As you can see on the title slide, this session is designed as a strategic playbook aimed specifically at helping you achieve a perfect 90 out of 90 score. Now let me be very honest with you. Most students do not lose marks here because their English is weak. They lose marks because they don't understand the strategy of the task. This task is not about giving your opinion, sounding very fancy, or speaking very fast. Instead, this task is about intelligent listening plus structured reporting. Think of yourself not as a speaker but as a news reporter. Your job is simple. Listen carefully, organize ideas, report neutrally. If you master this mindset, half the battle is already won. Now look carefully at the flow shown on this slide. This slide gives you the golden workflow of the task. The process has three stages. Stage 1, listen. You will hear 2 to 3 speakers discussing a topic. Your job during listening is not to understand every word. Don't panic about vocabulary. Don't try to memorize sentences. Instead, focus on who is speaking, what is their opinion, and why they think so. Stage 2, synthesize. This is where most students fail. Synthesize simply means combine, organize, and extract key ideas. You must mentally connect speaker A's view, speaker B's view, speaker C's view into one coherent summary. Stage 3, speak. Finally, you deliver a structured summary using reporting language. But here comes the critical reminder shown in the red box. Not your opinion, only what speaker said. Let me repeat this because it is extremely important for scoring. If you add your own opinion, your content score drops. The examiner wants to hear speaker 1 argued, speaker 2 suggested, the third speaker emphasized. You are a reporter, not a participant. Now in this slide we can see how the scoring actually works. This is very powerful because once you understand the scoring, you can game the task intelligently. There are three core pillars. First, content. This carries the highest weightage. To get full marks in content, you must cover all speakers, report accurately, and provide logical summary. Missing even one speaker can seriously damage your score. Content is the king in this task. Even if your English is average but your content coverage is complete, you can still score very high. Second pillar, oral fluency. Here the examiner checks smooth flow, natural pacing and minimal hesitation. Notice something important. They are not checking advanced vocabulary or complex grammar. They are checking delivery smoothness. Third pillar, pronunciation. This includes clarity, correct intonation and accurate stress patterns. The important reality check here is you do not need a foreign accent. You only need clear and understandable speech. Here you should remember one important point that vocabulary and grammar contribute indirectly. Okay, this is something that's very important. Many students neglect grammar completely, but grammar is something that shouldn't be neglected. As if you have grammar, then you can maintain certain degree of fluency and you can provide the content in a well structured manner. All right. This means don't overcomplicate language and prioritize clarity plus structure. All right. Now let's understand what actually happens on exam day. Many students lose marks simply because they mismanage timing. Here is the exact sequence. Step 1, audio plays automatically. During this time, take notes on erasable pad, track speakers and capture keywords. Remember, you cannot replay the audio. Step 2, 10-second countdown begins. This is your mental preparation window. In these 10 seconds, you must organize notes, decide structure and take a deep breath. Step 3, microphone opens. The moment mic opens, start speaking quickly. The slide clearly warns, do not wait too long to start. If you delay too much, recording may cut and fluency score suffers. I would like to clarify here. This point I have clarified in previous lectures as well. You only have 3 seconds of time. If you don't start speaking under these 3 seconds, then the AI is not going to accept your response because after 3 seconds, the mic shuts off. Now let's move on to step 4. Here you need to speak continuously. Two critical warnings shown in red. Do not stop early unnecessarily and do not leave long pauses. Why? Because the AI scoring system penalizes long silence and broken flow. Now, this slide tells you what kind of audio to expect. Understanding this reduces anxiety massively. Typical discussion lasts 90 seconds to 2 minutes, contains 2 to 4 participants, and includes opinions, examples, and suggestions. So, mentally prepare for multiple viewpoints, possible disagreements, and supporting reasons. Now, the discourse markers you can track. This slide highlights important signal words like however, on the other hand, furthermore. These are golden clues. Now, why? Because they signal contrast, addition, and shift in opinion. This slide also clearly states expect contrast. This is a big exam insight. Most group discussions are designed to include agreement, disagreement, and alternative viewpoints. So, when listening, your brain should automatically ask who agrees, who disagrees, and who gives solution. Before we go deeper into strategy, we must understand one very practical thing. What topics usually appear in PTE Summarize Group Discussion? Because when you know the battlefield, you fight smarter. According to the slide, the most common domains are education, society and culture, technology, and environment. Let's discuss them one by one. First, education. Typical subtopics include online versus traditional learning, teaching methods, and assessment systems. Exam reality. Education topics are extremely common because they are neutral and globally relevant. What students should prepare? Vocabulary for learning methods, words for advantages and disadvantages, and terms like flexibility, accessibility, and effectiveness. Second, society and culture. Common areas are social media, work-life balance, and urbanization. These discussions often include opposing views, which is perfect for testing your summarizing ability. When topic is social media or work-life balance, you can expect one speaker supporting, one criticizing, one giving balanced view. This is just an example. Third is technology. Subtopics include AI, automation, digital tools. This is a high frequency exam favorite. Now, what should be the student mindset? Technology discussions usually contain benefits versus risks, efficiency versus job loss, and innovation versus privacy. So, train your ears to catch these contrasts quickly. Fourth is environment. Common themes are climate change and sustainability. These discussions often include problems, causes, and solutions. So, what's the golden takeaway for students? Don't prepare topics knowledge, prepare listening structure awareness because PT does not test subject expertise. This slide contains one of the most powerful secrets of this task. Focus on who says what. Let me slow this down because this is the heart of scoring. Why most students fail? Because most candidates listen like this, trying to understand every word, getting lost in vocabulary, and forgetting who said what. But high scorers listen like detectives. They track two things only. First is who, the speaker, and second is what, their main idea. You need to have a checklist during listening. The slide gives three key tracking goals. First, track stance. Ask yourself, is the speaker in favor, against, or neutral? Second is track reasons. Every speaker usually gives one main reason and sometimes an example. You don't need full sentences. Capture only keywords, trigger phrases, and core logic. Third is track agreements and disagreements. Listen carefully for signals like I agree with, I don't think so, however. These are structural gold. Several such clues are there. These are just a few examples. Now, an example output box is provided on the right side. It shows a simple mapping: A, pro online, B, prefer class, and C, hybrid. This is exactly how your notes should look: minimal, clear, and structured. Now we reach the make or break skill. Students who master this slide often jump 15 to 25 marks. The slide provides a powerful shorthand system. Now, several symbols are provided over here. You can utilize these symbols in your note taking. Basically, it will save a lot of time. You don't need to jot down the whole sentences or lengthy words. Just use these symbols, and even you can come up with some abbreviations and contractions that you can incorporate. Now, how one student is taking notes, that completely depends on them, as system varies from student to student. Why shorthand matters? Because during the audio, you don't have time to write sentences. Full writing causes panic, and overwriting equals to missing next speaker. Shorthand keeps your brain fast and calm. The slide shows a 5-step workflow. Let's expand it properly. Step 1, log topic. Within first 10 to 15 seconds, identify what is the discussion about. This helps your brain categorize information. Step 2, label speakers. Immediately mark S1, S2, S3. Critical mistake that students make is they forget to separate speakers. Step 3, capture keywords. Only write main ideas, key reasons, and important examples, not full sentences. Step 4, mark relations. Indicate agreement, contrast, and addition. This helps your summary sound logical later. Step 5, mental rehearsal. During the 10-second countdown, quickly rehearse structure in your mind. Top scorers always do this. Now, what not to do? The slide clearly warns writing full sentences, leaving out speaker labels, and overwriting. These are silent score killers. Now, this slide is extremely strategic. It shows vocabulary is not random, it is phase based. Phase 1 is preparation. Before the exam, build your toolkit. Focus on attribution phrases, connectors, paraphrasing back, and topic vocabulary. Some of the examples that I can provide of attribution phrases are the first speaker argued, another participant suggested, and the final speaker emphasized. Such phrases make your response sound academic and structured. Phase 2 during listening. Your brain should capture keywords, plan paraphrases, and classify viewpoints. This is active listening, not passive hearing. Phase 3 during speaking. Now, delivery matters. Use context openers, contrast markers, precise vocabulary, and neutral conclusion. The slide states this system improves lexical resource scoring. Smart vocabulary placement is greater than difficult vocabulary. What I just said is mentioned at the bottom. It is very important. This slide is extremely advanced and most institutes don't teach it properly. These are strategic response frameworks. Let's break them down clearly. A. Speaker wise, most common. Use when views are clearly different. You can use some structure like speaker 1 said, speaker 2 argued, and speaker 3 suggested. Because exam reality is this is the safest and most recommended approach for most students. Second is theme based. You can use when speakers heavily overlap. Instead of speaker order, you can group by themes. Examples are advantages discussed, disadvantages discussed, causes and solutions that are provided in the audio, etc. etc. Third is problem solution. Use for issue based discussions. You can use the structure problem identified and solution proposed. Works well for environment, workplace issues, and policy discussions. Fourth is balanced comparison. Best for formal debates. Structure focuses on contrasting viewpoints and balanced reporting. And the last one is generalized fallback. This is your emergency strategy. You can use when you miss specific details. It allows you to still produce a structured summary without panic. This is going to be your last resort. Don't try to use it every time. For most PTE candidates, master speaker wise first, learn theme based second, and keep fallback as backup. Alright everyone, if you remember only one slide from this entire lesson, it should be this one. Why? Because this is your ready-made scoring machine. The slide presents a 4-block structure that dramatically improves coherence and scoring. Let's unpack it deeply. Block 1, opening block. The discussion involved 3 speakers who expressed different opinions on. Now, purpose of such opening. Your opening must do 3 things instantly. Identify the topic, indicate number of speakers, and show neutrality. Why this matters? Because the AI scoring system quickly evaluates whether you understood the task or not. A clear opener signals good organization, strong coherence, and confident delivery. Instead of repeating one line, students can even rotate. The group discussion centered on, the speakers debated the issue of, the conversation focused on. This boosts lexical range without adding risk. Block 2, body block. Now this should be done speaker wise. This is the content powerhouse. The slide shows speaker 1 main idea plus support, speaker 2 contrasting view, and speaker 3 balanced view. This completely depends on how the content is provided in the audio. This can be the arrangement which students can utilize, but content that is provided in the audio matters as well. Golden rule for body. Each speaker must include stance, main reason, and optional example. Use reporting verbs smartly. Instead of repeating said, you can use other alternatives such as argued, suggested, emphasized, pointed out, highlighted. This improves lexical resource score indirectly. Now, common student mistakes are students often merge speakers, forget one speaker, and add personal opinions. All three are dangerous for content marks. Block 3. Linking block. Optional but powerful. The slide labels this as comparative linking. This is where top scorers separate themselves. It shows contrast awareness, synthesis ability, and discourse control. Some example linking phrases. While the first speaker supported, the second opposed. In contrast to the earlier view, on the other hand, such linking phrases can be used as well. This creates cohesion glue in your response. Block 4. Conclusion block. The slide emphasizes neutral conclusion because this is extremely important. What not to do. Never say in my opinion, I believe or I think. Safe conclusion patterns are overall the speakers presented differing perspectives on, or in summary, the discussion highlighted multiple viewpoints. Something like this can be used. Neutrality protects your content score. Structured delivery dramatically improves coherence and scoring. This is absolutely true in real exam data. Next, anatomy of a high scoring response. This slide is your quality checklist. First, topic identification. The AI first checks, did the student understand the topic? This must appear in your opening sentence. Second, key points from each speaker. This is the single biggest scoring factor. The slide even warns in the danger zone. Missing even one speaker reduces content score. Now there is a practical rule for you people. If there are two speakers, mention both. If three speakers, mention all three. And even if four speakers are there, try to cover them all. Even brief coverage is better than omission. Third, comparison or contrast. High scorers don't just list speakers, they show relationships like agreement, disagreement, and contrast. This demonstrates true summarizing skill. Fourth, reporting verbs. Some examples are provided, such as argued, suggested, emphasized, and pointed out. Why reporting verb matters? Because they maintain neutrality, improve academic tone, and boost lexical resource. Fifth, fluent delivery. Even perfect content can suffer if delivery is broken. Fluency requires steady pace, minimal hesitation, and natural rhythm. Now, danger zone is provided in the red box. This is one of the most important warnings in the entire deck. Missing even one speaker reduces content score. Now we discuss the real enemies. These 5 mistakes destroy scores. First, missing main topic. If your opening is vague or wrong, your content suffers and your coherence weakens. Always clearly state the topic. Second, omitting key arguments. Partial summaries equals to partial marks. Students often focus on first speaker, panic during second, and forget the third one completely. The information coverage should be done in a balanced way. Third, mixing speakers. Now this is dangerous. I can even provide an example of bad reporting. The speaker said online learning is good, but also not effective. See, this shows confusion. Always attribute correctly. Don't get confused in this way. Fourth, poor structure. Unstructured speech sounds like rambling. The template from slide 11 solves this problem. You can rewind this video and go through the template that is provided. Fifth one, fluency breakdown. Long pauses, restarts, or filler overload will reduce oral fluency. Now, some minor traps are provided in the box. Pronoun ambiguity, wrong reporting verbs, weak transitions, timing errors, and technical mistakes. Now, I would like to provide an expert insight. Content errors are identified as the biggest failures. This is 100% aligned with real PT scoring patterns. Okay, remember this properly. Next, the instructor's master insight. The quote mentioned here is very powerful. Most students fail not because of English, they fail because of poor information management. Let me translate this for you. What information management means? It includes four pillars shown below. First, listening discipline. Students must stay focused, avoid panic, and track speakers. Second, speaker tracking. This is the heart of the task. Without speaker tracking, content collapses and summary becomes vague. Third, structured delivery. Template based speaking reduces hesitation, confusion, and fluency breaks. Do use a template. Fourth, fluency under time pressure. Students must practice speaking within 60 to 90 seconds ideally, without rushing and without long pauses. Now, you people need to remember this. Manage information first. English will automatically follow. All right. This is your pre-exam ritual checklist. First, capture main ideas from all speakers. Non-negotiable rule. Even brief mention is better than omission. Second, use clear structured template. Never speak randomly. Always follow opening, body, link, and conclusion. Third, speak confidently and fluently. Confidence affects rhythm. You should train yourself to avoid fillers, maintain steady pace, and keeping your voice steady. Next, maintain native-like rhythm. Important clarification for you. Native-like doesn't mean foreign accent. Native-like means natural flow and stress. Accent is not required. Last, practice daily with mock audio. This is the real secret. Improvement in this task is practice driven, not theory driven. Master the structure, control the information, and the 90 score will automatically follow. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you.